A massive earthquake has been reported from Turkey and we have disturbing news coming in. It appears there could be casualty that could go into thousands as well. The visuals speak for itself. Coming in from Turkey, this is 7.9 magnitude on the Richter scale. And this has hit Turkey where the buildings have crashed. Streets have been filled with debris and the streets have been flattened where once these buildings stood. This has hit the Nurdagi area in central Turkey. Turkey has been hit by this devastating earthquake and we are being told that the death toll has already crossed 15. So 15 people while have lost their life officially, many more it could be expected, but the rescue personnel are on the job, emergency services have swung into action. But it's not just Turkey. Earthquake has been felt around the adjacent countries of Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus and also tremors in Jordan, Israel and Egypt. Let's just dip into some of these visuals, take a look at what's happening on the ground. Let me quickly bring in my colleague, our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan for the latest. Geeta, so in the previous broadcast, we were fearing casualty, but it appears at least 15 have been confirmed. When did it happen? What are we picking up? Because these appear to be late-night visuals.
Well, in the wee hours, yes, of Monday, the earthquake took place.
Yes.
And the death toll, like you rightly pointed out, Pooja, has increased to about 15, which means 10 in Sanlufa and 5 in Osmania. Tremors have been felt, shock waves in fact have been felt across Iraq, Lebanon, Cyprus and Syria. So the epicenter being Turkey, the massive damage that we're seeing of visuals coming in are of buildings in southern Turkey. And while rescue efforts are on, Pooja, we can only hope and pray that people would be rescued from under the rubble of the buildings. But this certainly is a huge earthquake of 7.8 magnitude on the Richter scale. So again, we have to wait for official confirmations on death toll and the rise in the toll.
Geeta, just stay on with me because this horrific moment that was caught on camera on a mobile phone. I want our visuals to be now played on the screen. This is Diyarbakir, Turkey. And we can tell you, just look closely, that is when you see someone recording accidentally from the mobile phone and the whole building has come crashing down within seconds. This, remember, if it has happened in the wee hours, it is very likely that people were either sleeping or families must have been together. It's already, of course, winter season that's on. Cannot even imagine what the people must have faced. But this is just one reflection. 7.9 magnitude is a very high number on the Richter scale. And if it is closer to the surface, the damage can be widespread. Turkey is one of the active earthquake zones. Geeta, over to you now. The horrific moment that's been caught on camera. And it's interesting and important that it's not just Turkey. There are neighboring nations also that has felt tremors.
Well, absolutely. And the magnitude is such that the German Research Center for Geosciences has said that the quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers. That is quite deep, which means that now they're monitoring the chances of a tsunami risk that is being evaluated. So, Pooja, it is not just widespread in terms of on the surface, but also how deep it has gone. It's gone 10 kilometers, that's about 6 miles deep under the ground, which causes fears for tsunami risk, given that this is the southern, this is southern Turkey that we're talking about, and a lot of other countries that have felt major shock waves because of the epicenter being southern Turkey. So the damage that you can see is huge. And people are yet to be rescued. There are rescue operations and efforts that are underway already. And 15 people, according to reports, have already, the death toll has risen to about 15, according to reports. So a major earthquake.
Geeta, stay with me. Yes, because the visuals are constantly coming in and it's absolutely horrifying. Look at this visual now. The building and clearly looks like a high-rise building, apartments. We're talking about hundreds of people who could have been residing. And this whole building came crashing down within seconds. Remember, any earthquake lasts barely for a few seconds or minutes. And in that, there would hardly be time for anyone to even run out, and this is what has happened. We are fearing casualties now, but we are only going to put out on India Today what is absolutely confirmed. 15 people officially confirmed dead. Remember, there have been earthquakes that have been felt even in Hindu Kush regions or in India that we have felt tremors. But when an earthquake takes place of 7.9 magnitude, it is very high on the Richter scale, and if it is closer to the surface, that only means it could be damaged. It's absolutely horrifying to take a look at this. We're trying to get you as many updates coming in from Turkey, but our hope and prayers that there will be many survivors and there will be rescue operations that are currently on. Emergency services have been pressed into action. This is the massive earthquake coming in from Turkey. Happened at night, early morning basically, and ever since there we have been watching how streets have been flattened in many areas. These are industrial manufacturing hub. We're being told this has happened and it borders Syria. Geeta, we are staying with the story for now because this visual that we are looking at appears to be, at least from what I can see, at least about 6 to 7 stories, if not more. And for it to come tumbling down, and it clearly looks like a high-rise building, and there could be hundreds of people, including families. So we don't have an update yet. All we could see from the visuals is that there are emergency services that have been on. But when streets are flattened in the manner with which this has happened, you can see the building shaking, and then it comes down. Now, many have raised the issue that because Turkey has been an active earthquake zone, there have been buildings in areas which have breached guidelines. And those buildings shouldn't have been there in that first place. So there is a lot of administration issue that has been mentioned. But what a terrible, tragic loss of life that we are being told has happened in Turkey right now at about 7.8. Geeta Mohan continues to be with us. Geeta, as I'm getting these updates coming in from Turkey and our global news agencies as well, can you just tell us a little bit more about this area? Where is the area we're talking about? Is this whole of the country? Can you give more details about the geography of this place?
Well, it is southern Turkey, what they're saying, and which is why we are looking at the tremors being felt in Cyprus, Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq as well. The fact that they're looking at, given that it's southern Turkey and closer to the waters, they're also looking at how this could impact a tsunami-like situation. So they're now looking at a monitoring situation, given the fact that the earthquake was not just 7.8 on the Richter scale, it was also 10 feet deep. It was about 6 miles deep under the ground. The reason why the departments concerned are now monitoring whether it could very well create a tsunami-like situation. While the other countries are a little away from southern Turkey border, the fact is that this is going to cause a huge, not just bigger Turkey, within the area that has already been affected. This could cause a huge tsunami-like situation as well, and so that also is being monitored. It is a very, very severe.
Can you help us understand this, Geeta? Why are we talking about a possible tsunami-like situation here, and also about the region which is adjacent and nearby also, where these tremors have been felt?
Well, because it is, I'm not very, very well versed with the idea of Peter, but the fact is that the reports that we're reading suggest that because it is 10 kilometers deep, it could have, and we're talking about the tectonic plates which are in the region and area, is the reason why it could impact the waters nearby. And if that happens, and if there are tectonic shifts there, then that could really lead to a tsunami.
Correct. That's correct. The water bodies around, also specifically the sea and ocean, that's where it could actually escalate. Geeta Mohan is constantly telling us updates. Remember, this is a developing story. It's a sensitive story. So we'll only put out information that is absolutely confirmed that's coming in. And we are getting a lot of visuals. We are being told a shopping mall has collapsed. There are buildings that we can see have collapsed. So we are trying to get an ascertain what are the residential areas and what are the industrial or manufacturing buildings that could have collapsed. Because if the residential buildings have collapsed, that could mean a bigger casualty toll than the industrial buildings as well. Geeta Mohan with all the latest coming in from the massive earthquake that was reported in Turkey.